Happy Mother's Day 2021. It's May 9th, Mother's Day, woohoo! And it hasn't been very long since I posted my last video, but it has been about a week since I did my last video, so a lot has changed in the last week. I got several plant starts from Fred Meyer and North End Organic Nursery. I planted out a bunch of seedlings just today, and I'm starting to harden off my peppers. I'm working on it. It's still a little chilly at night to put those out, but I'm working on hardening them off during the warm day. But a lot has changed, so let's go see what's going on. See what's changed around here. Let me flip my camera. Okay. Starting over here, I got a the Calibrocoa, whatever. It's like a trailing flower. I had one last year in a hanging basket at the end of the sidewalk that got really pretty. It was pink and yellow. This one's just red. I've got this red Coleus here as well. You'll find that my theme of this year for flowers is reds and dark pinks with greens and whites. So red and pink, green and white is the theme. Over here, and those are both from Fred Meyer. These are also from Fred Meyer. They're little spike plants, but you can kind of see the edges are red, and they've got some white streaks to them. So those are really cool. I have one there, and I have one over here. So those are my little red spike plants. My pansies are doing their pansy thing still. I have it's kind of hard to see the color, but I have a fuchsia here that I got at North End Organic Nursery. It's got these really pretty red blossoms on it. So that's really pretty. I had a fuchsia in here last year and it did really well. I think I'm going to plant something else in here, like Wandering Jew or some kind of trailing, couple things in there as well. I've started my little by this. Oh, hello there. Not on purpose. I've started my little side of the door thing with, this is like a trailing Coleus, and then this is just a regular Coleus, however you say it. So, and I think I'm going to put a flower of some form in the middle there. And over here, I have a little sweet potato vine. It's green and red. So that's a lot of the more decorative things. Now let's go. The hostas are getting bigger. The lily of the valley is getting a lot bigger. I need to go pull that out, but let's go kind of see what's new. So these three little guys here are stalks that I started from seeds. There's Anytime, Imperial, and Anytime. I don't know how tall they're gonna get, so I planted them this way. If I need to, I'll flip it around so that these are in the back, but there's that. These are all my seedlings that don't have homes yet, or that I am kind of waiting to see how they do, because they were the weaker ones. Let's see. I kind of switched out a pansy for these Chinese chives right there. So I've got some chives growing, and I'm planning on planting more herbs up through this whole thing as I get them. Let's go over here because I've got a lot going on. How do I get over there? I'm gonna have to take the long way around. They tore up our driveway because it was all full of cracks. So they tore it all up the other day and are going to refill it at some point. Along here, I'm going to plant some hollyhocks. Those are those champagne hollyhocks. I'll put those in the ground later today, probably. Over here, I kind of moved and rearranged a little bit, but this is my Rocky Top lettuce mix. Hey, get away from there. Rocky Top lettuce mix is looking really good. My radishes are looking really good. They're kind of bulking up a little bit on the, like their roots are kind of bulking up a little bit. I just gave them some fertilizer today because I noticed some of their leaves are a little yellow, so I gave them some fertilizer. See if that'll kind of help out. My peas are getting a lot bigger. I also decided that I'm going to plant some beans around the back there, or beans around it, some pole beans that will come up after the peas are done and kind of keep growing after the peas are done. Big step. These are my Ishikura onions. They're actually growing a bit. Oh, hello again. Hi, purpose. They're actually growing quite a bit, which is nice. This is my little tiny itty bitty Brad's Atomic Grape tomato. I guess it gets to be all different colors, like green, purple, and like red streaks. It's very small, but I did plant it a little deep, so it's a little taller than that in real life, but we'll see what it does. This is my Clemson spineless okra, growing in that little container there. This seedling is my Salmon Janina Aster. Is right there. A couple of my turnips are coming up. See, I've got some turnips coming up. This is a basil that I planted near my tomatoes, and I didn't really think when I was putting in those turnips about how soon I would be planting out the tomatoes, so that was kind of a mistake on my part, but we'll see. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick the tomatoes, so that might just be a learning experience there. That is a Kellogg's breakfast tomato. It's a big beefsteak kind of tomato. It's orange. That is a, what is that? That's a black cherry tomato. That is a strawberry blonde calendula. That is an Amish paste tomato. That's a blue spice, or that's a sweet basil. The other basil is a blue spice basil. This is a sweet basil. That is a Cherokee Purple tomato. My chamomile is so close to setting off her flowers. She's very close. And then I've got beets coming up here. You can kind of see these beet seeds I planted are coming up. Those are Ruby Queen beets. And then my little green onions are actually kind of hanging in there. Some of them are getting decent sized. So hopefully those kind of keep picking up. Over here I have another batch of Rocky Top lettuce mix. That is just the same thing I have over there. Just another crop of it that I started a little later so we can have another batch. And then my little squash seeds are kind of coming up here. They're not doing a ton yet. I might actually, my kohlrabies are coming up. With the squashes, I might actually plant more seeds in the actual containers that they're going to go in, just to see if that does better than in these bags. But we'll see what these do for a few more days. And then I'm gonna come back over here, try not to fall. So you'll notice I kind of moved the black bags from up by the garage to down here, because I realized up by the garage does not get nearly as much sun as I thought it did, and they get a lot more sun down here, which squashes need the sun. So I'm going to do my pumpkin and honey nut, my zucchini, my yellow squash, and my cucumbers are all going to be right down along here. So that about wraps up where I'm at today. Isn't that fun? Still got quite a bit to do as far as planting things go, and I kind of decided, you know, if my seed starting fails, it's not too late to go get starts from the store, and I'll go get starts from the store and try again next year. As far as, uh-oh, looks like a bug is getting into my, well, that's too bad. A bug is getting into my lily of the valley. That's sad. I'll have to look into that later. But yeah, it's early enough in the season that I figure if my seedlings fail, and it kind of feels that way because a lot of them are way smaller than, way smaller than what they have at like nurseries. They're super way smaller than that. So if they are not doing well, it's not too late. I'll probably go to North End Organic Nursery here in Boise. Has plant starts that are more, they have tons of different types of tomatoes. Like I think they have the same kinds of tomatoes I started from seed. Like they have a bunch of heirloom tomatoes at that nursery, so I might go look at those if these aren't doing well, because I've already had issues with these. Like the leaves have gotten crunchy, I had to fertilize them, and I've just had a lot of issues. So if they don't do well in the ground where they're at now, I'm planning to just go get some starts and learn more, retry seed starting next year. So yeah, that's about it for this little walk about the garden. So happy Mother's Day, and we'll see you probably next week, next Sunday. I think it's going to be a Sunday thing, I think. So we'll see you next week.